Hello and welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are back in Drezen and we have a list of things that need to be done. First of all, we have our Crusade management. We should do this first because we may spend time in Drezen, and if we spend time in Drezen we want the Crusade management to, move along with it. So, we need to do our Crusade management. We then need to speak to Areelu and we need to speak to Wooljiff because, well, they both have some things that they need to get off their chests. And then we should probably think about respecking. Now, the character we should think about respecking is very, very minor respec to Camellia. I think I'm happy with this dex thing. I think that it's got potential. I don't know if it's the best option, but it's got potential. It allows us to potentially use a belt, which isn't a dex belt on her, which I don't know how useful that's going to be. Maybe there'll be an item later that makes it all click together. Not 100% sure, but that's an option. The thing that isn't really very good on her is the nails, which we need to switch. So what I would do is probably, if I'm going to respec her, just respec that hex and then call it a day. The other one that is a potential but is very much lower priority is Wooljiff. Now, why is Wooljiff much lower priority? Well, one, his build isn't actually that bad. It's fine. It's perfectly acceptable right now, but there is potential for a tiny amount of optimization here. If we were to, instead of taking the level 10 in Rogue, take level 10 in something else, that might actually end up being slightly better for him because he doesn't get the advanced talent at level 10. He gets the advanced talent at level 12. Level 10 is simply the level at which a rogue can take an advanced talent. It doesn't actually give him any. Which actually means if we wanted to be even more, moving it back here, we could say, actually, at level 9, there's no reason for him to be a rogue either. He just gets danger sense. So you could actually take 2 levels in something else. Maybe 2 levels in something that might allow you to use your level, use the new class's level as spellcasting level for his main class, which would be this rogue. Maybe you could do that, and then you'll still get the level 4 spells at the exact same level. That could be cool. I mean, if we don't care about things like Slippery Mind, you could even say, like, oh, we got 3 where he doesn't need to be a rogue. And then you could do some interesting stuff. But anyway, it's fine right now. There's no reason to change it. Eldritch Knight is still absolutely fine for 10 levels. And then, yeah, there's no problem with him hitting level 10 in Rogue for the level 4 spells right now. The only other class I think you could argue for is Arcane Trickster. As an Arcane Trickster for, like, the 1, 2, or 3 levels, because it would give him ranged trickery, and it would also give him, like, the spells and things, but, yeah, I don't think we need to worry about it too much. Anyway, with that being said, let's get on to what we want to start today with. I'm just going to click there to get it over here. We want to start today with some, management of our Crusade, and I'm assuming we're going to get some events. Hello. Commander. Anevia greets you with a slight nod. I have some information for you, though what I found out is mostly innocent. Although what I found out was mostly innocent, it might be a cause for concern. Concern? What do you mean? It's about the well-being of one of your companions. Ooh, tell me. Soldiers have been gathering in the graveyard to play cards. Oh, this is Ember, isn't it? We usually turn a blind eye to such things. Though it's against regulations, we let them enjoy themselves as long as they don't cause too much trouble, and that's usually the case. But recently, it's Soasil. My people have noticed Soasil among them, and the gambling seems to be having an unhealthy effect on them. As you know, I usually keep my nose out of other people's private affairs. With all these spies and cultists, I have too much on my plate as it is. But this time, it's about someone you trust with your life, so maybe you should do something about it. This isn't an official report, it's just a tip-off from a friend. Interesting. Now, I do know that with Soasil, we may be locked out of his, of one of the endings of his companion quest. And the reason why that's important is apparently one of the endings of his companion quest leads you to a new companion? I think that's what I was told, so it might be worth trying this and seeing whether we can deliberately go for those options to maybe get ourselves back on track if we're not completely locked out. So I'm assuming that this is going to allow us to do that. Anyway, thank you for the information. You're welcome. So, night gamblers. We may want to go and see what's happening. Wait, we're walking into the room? Oh, and now there are roses everywhere. Hello, Daeran. I was very confused about why we were coming up to the table, because I was like, surely we don't have business with ourselves. Anyway. The overwhelming fragrance of roses hits you as soon as you enter the headquarters. Roses occupy every inch of available space, fresh and sweet smelling, as if they have just come into bloom. The scene is capped off by Daeran, who stands in the center of this rosarium with a single red rose in his hand and an expression of utter innocence on his face. Ah, Naminde, it's so good you dropped by. As you can see, I've been working on a little something, and I'm afraid some of your advisors are less than happy about it. Sure, if by a little something you mean an entire shipment of freshly cut roses teleported here from some southern country. Irbeth shifts from foot to foot, glaring at the flowers pressing in from all sides. You could have outfitted an entire unit with the money you spent on this. Fortunately, they were my own personal funds, so I spent them as I saw fit. This gloomy citadel needed an injection of beauty. Daeran brings his crimson rose to his face and inhales its scent, his eyes never leaving yours. That's none of my business, of course, but I've known you a long time, Daeran Arende. This whole thing looks like another scandalous stunt concocted to rile up the Crusaders. If you want to pay court to the commander, don't do it in our headquarters. Well, I, for one, have no problem being courted in our headquarters. A tragic misunderstanding has occurred. Daeran pauses while continuing to cast delighted glances at you over his rose. The thing is, I had no intention whatsoever of courting the commander in the romantic sense of this word. It never even crossed my mind. I do not know what led you to such a farcical conclusion. Daeran holds the rose with the utmost delicacy, waving it gently from side to side. According to recent research conducted by Absalom scholars, the scent of roses reduces stress and fatigue, refreshes one's thoughts, and stimulates intellectual activity. So I had the good of the Crusade in mind. So I only had the good of the Crusade in mind when I placed these flowers here. My actions were entirely selfless and sincere. Okay. Let's see what we want to say. Either way, it's a wonderful gift. I can't wait to learn more. It never crossed your mind? Well, in that case, it won't ever cross my mind to fill your bedroom with crates of Crusaders unwashed unmentionables. Wow. Couldn't care about roses, or... Daeran, let's get this straight. I have no romantic interest in you whatsoever. That seems like a dev one, where it's like, okay, if somebody really wants out the romance, they choose this option. Let's pluck a petal from the rose in Daeran's hands. I can't wait to learn more about the unique properties of roses. I shall be happy to share my knowledge someday under more amenable circumstances. He bows. I do believe my work here is done. Till next time, Naminde. Oh, who are you? Averis. Averis bows to you. She is a grim woman with a ragged scar that cuts across her face. She is wearing a black armband in a sign of mourning. Commander, I have a case for you to settle. My sister and I used to fight in the same unit. There was this shady fellow serving with us. Ramley. He was rumored to be a looter. My sister, Sillin, was killed in the battle for Drezen. A few days later I noticed that Ramley had her amulet. I cornered the little weasel, and he said that he and Sillin had been in love, and they exchanged amulets before the fight. It's a lie. He must be brought to trial. Okay. Love is complicated. Why are you so sure your sister couldn't have fallen in love with Ramley? The woman shakes her head. Sillin wouldn't. She had a husband and a child. She was always talking about them, always writing letters. Things do happen in war. People get together, but falling in love with such a scumbag exchanging amulets? No, that's not like my sister at all. She always said Ramley disgusted her, and I believed her. She wouldn't lie to me. Why are you so confident this amulet belongs to Sillin? It's not just a trinket from the market. Our father made it a long, long time ago. so it's one of a kind. It may not be worth much, and it's not enchanted. But I can't stand to see it in the hands of someone like him. If you don't do something, I'll have to take matters into my own hands. Why are there rumors that he's a looter? He's always selling something on the sly. Belts, boots, daggers. He says, I found it in my bag, or a friend gave it to me. But the truth is clear as day. No one's been able to catch him in the act though. He must stash most of his loot away in some hiding place because he only brings items into camp that he can pass off as his own. Okay, I'll help you. We'll make him show his true colors. The woman looks at you gratefully. Thank you, Commander. I'll go to Ramley and make sure he stays put until you come. The rumors say he can usually be found hanging about near Drezen's prison. Okay, no problem. Right, and now our room is looking very much different. I was told that I was saying that guy's name wrong. I can't remember the correct pronunciation, so I'm going to avoid speaking to him for just now. But yes, it's apparently French, which I had missed because it's a reference to something, I believe. But that's fine. Right, Crusade map mode. Now, we do have some of these which are dropping off right now. I don't believe any of them are actually lowering our... are any of these actually lowering our morale? The red one might be. Each capture of a demon 4? I don't know. Does it say whether... It does say whether they lower or raise them, doesn't it? I think maybe red lowers it by 1 each time. We still have Banner of Defense, which is keeping us neutral. But Banner of Victories might cause us to go into the negative on morale. But right now we have full morale, so no issues here. All we have to do is win a battle, which shouldn't really be that difficult. In the lands of Yath, Grey Road, and Lake Lost to the Sun. I don't know why I was having a little bit of a tongue twister moment. And Winter Sun lands there as well. Okay, cool. So that'd be kind of like over here, right? If I check regions... Oh, right, map. Yeah, so, could you just tell me what the regions are? Oh, right, if I click them. So we got the Wounded Lands. It doesn't show if you hover over, though. That's kind of weird that you have to click them to figure out what the different areas are. Yeah, so this is Grey Road. That'll be Lake Lost to the Sun is the one above us. Winter Sun Lands are where we are, well, also below us. So we don't get anything on West Selin if we win. Or Drezen surroundings. Is this the other one? That's the Wastes. Wounded Lands. Winged Wood. Lands of Yath are down there. So we get stuff in all of there. Like all of these ones. Which is interesting. So that could imply that all of these places are places that we should be at least checking out in this current act. Which is nice. Okay. Just checking the campaign mode as well. Yeah, how long till we can recruit? I don't know. We're only getting 22 a week of those. I assume that these are just going to stay a solid 0 until we built what we need to build. Let's click into Drezen here and manage it. And we'll see how this goes. So I just want to check what have we built. So we built the main barracks and a teleportation circle. We need to build... if I check my journal, because you can't check your journal in here. Alright, we'll leave here. We'll check our journal, which I assume that we can do on this next level up. If not, we can. Okay, next level up. Then we'll check our journal for what we need to build. Then we'll go all the way back in there. Right. We'll get there in a second. Right. Where are we? So, it's one of these is a building quest. None of those are the building quests. Oh, this is our mythic quest. Cool. Also, what's interesting, I just realized we can prove that Averis isn't trying to manipulate us. Or, she isn't criminally trying to manipulate us because she doesn't have an aura. So, that would imply that Ramley might be evil. But if he doesn't have an aura, then... there's some stuff to work with there. If he does have an aura, then we need to figure out why. Crusade quest, middle game. So, form a staff council. I assume that's going to be an event at some point. Build the main stables is one here. Okay, main stables. And, yeah, we have to order the Crusades craftsman to improve the relic. Okay, well, that's fine. So, main stables are the main one that we need to build for the quest. Not that I know if building the one for the quest helps or not, but I assume it at least tells you what to build next after that. Right. Back in here. Manage. So, we need to build the main stable. Oh, we could build a hospital. Probably not the right time, but... main stable. So main stable, it's 800, 400. Main archery range is 400, 200. So, do we have 1,200 finance points? Yes. Okay, cool. So we can build both of those, no issue. Do we have 600 material points? No, we're getting 12 per day. I think we just want to... Well, if I was to buy material points, how many would I need? I need 600, right? So if I was to buy 600, it puts me below my 2,500 that I need, but I think that actually seems sensible. Let's do that. Right, main stables, while leaving space. Let's put that there. And main archery range, we will put... here, sure. Right, so now we're going to be able to recruit people. Is there anything else we want? When the enemy storms the outer walls of the fort, its defenders can retreat to the citadel where they can maintain the defense for more days. It's 3 extra days. Drezen shouldn't need it. Plus 10 bonus to energy for all generals. What else have we got? Material points income by 3. Okay. That would give us 15 per day. So, how much does it cost? It costs you 40. So... I worked this one out already, didn't I? At one point, I remember doing this. So that would be in 14 days it pays for itself. Not counting the finance points, which are less worrying. Okay, 14 days paid for yourself is pretty nice. Plus 10 bonus to damage for all trainable units in adjacent buildings. That's also nice. How many points do I have right now? I have 80. Okay, and then Watchtower we can't do either. Yeah, I think if we go supply center, it doesn't look like we get any bonuses for putting this next to anything. So I'm just going to stick it there for just now. Cool. Right, so there we go. We got some building going. That should probably help us out a little bit. We have a few points left, but not a lot of points. Okay, cool. Right, head back out. Let's have a look at our decrees and things. So right now we have a diplomatic one and we have a logistics one. Now orders to Erebeth is a military one. We have nothing else in decrees that we can even possibly do, and none of them are military. So let's do this. Erebeth's breakdown, which occurred before the assault on Drezen, still haunts her mind. She should be reminded that she was, is, and will always be a hero in the eyes of the soldiers by appointing her as commander of a small squad of Crusaders. Unfortunately, because Erebeth is occupied as squad leader, her duties in the Crusades command will have to be transferred to someone else. I assume that means that we will have to choose somebody else at some point. But anyway, 7 days for that, so that'll be done at the same time as the Sword of Valor, which is quite nice, and the Royal Parade will be done in 3 days. There are no events to worry about. None of this matters. Okay, that's fine. I have also been told that the Crusade, bits that we have, you know, where we have the conversations with our council, I've been told that they actually matter, as in to a greater degree than it says. So where it says, like, this is the effect, it's kind of like, yeah, but there might be more effects from that effect. So, be interesting to see what the consequences of our actions are so far. Anyway, it's time to leave here. And then, now that we've done our Crusade management, there's not really a lot else we can do with that. It's probably time. We don't even... Well, we could check the mirror, I suppose, while we're here. And then maybe check for a little bit of upgrading with items as well. Yeah, let's head over here. Let's see what we can do about that. Right, so, in here. So the main person we're looking for is Wooljiff. Let's sort that by type to start with. So do we have anything that right away might be useful? He doesn't use rage. Yeah, that doesn't matter. He's not a kineticist. He's not a bard. He's not a big game hunter. We should take out the armor as well. He doesn't wear armor. Put the armor back in here. Any of these named, Demon's Terror, we'll take. Retriever's Claw. Shiny Dagger. Crippling Kiss. Ultimate Predator can also go in there. Circulating Blood. Yeah, okay, so all of those in there for just now. What else have we got? Got anything in here that would be good potentially? So finesse wielding the Malady. Just thinking, does it have to be a finesse wielding one for it to work? Let me have a look here. How does it phrase it on his thing? Let's have a look. Oh, also, I just realized. Arushale? We should have a new one, right? Oh, we don't. Interesting. So that wasn't like the next step in our companion quest. Weapon finesse. When using weapon finesse, you may also use your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier on your damage rolls. Okay, so that specifically said when using weapon finesse, so you have to already be using it. Yeah, that's fine. So let's see. If it doesn't say finesse wielding, we don't care. Claw of Jistka. Now he did already have the Claw of Jistka at some point. Is that going to be better than a short sword? It does 3 to 8 currently, this short sword. I think it would be, right? Yeah, this probably would be better. See if there's anything else. There's a monk weapon and exotic. Light mace, okay. We should basically just take everything and then do kind of like a little competition between them and see which one comes out on top. Finesse wielding light hammer. Wait, is this one-handed? It is, but it's actually the opposite. It's a strength one. Not that one. Okay. Nope. Okay. Sure. I mean, technically it is a finesse-wielding one. That is also a finesse-wielding one. Cool. Let's see how this goes for Wooljiff. So, let's start with this. So this is 3 to 13. So it is more damage. It's finesse wielding and it does fire damage. So this is straight up better. If I equip it in the right slot. Yeah, so that does 10 to 20 versus... I always want it to be over here. It's always this one. 10 to 15. So that is a 5 damage increase. So Claw, right away, 5 damage increase. Great. Next one, Headcracker. Whenever the wielder of this +2 mithril light mace lands a hit on a new target with it, the enemy must pass a fortitude saving throw. DC 15 is really low, or become stunned for 1d3 turns. So the bonus is good, but the chances on it are low. What's mithril do? Mithril counts as silver for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction. Okay. So we probably don't need that one. Let's have a look here. 3 to 6. Okay. Whenever the wielder of this +2 light hammer confirms a critical hit with it, all members of the party are affected by the equivalent of the haste spell for 1d3 rounds. Now, lot less damage, but very good crit modifier there. The problem I have with this is that it only crits on a 20, which means that it's not going to do it very often. Yeah, so if it's not going to do it very often, would I just prefer having a, fairly standard amount of damage coming out of it? Maybe. That one's a maybe, but I think I prefer the just standard damage right now. Tender Touch does less. Whenever you cast the Vampiric Touch spell, it does 1d8. Doesn't matter. The Malady. Whenever it lands a hit on an enemy, they must pass a Fortitude saving throw. So that is DC 12 or become sickened for 1 round. Really low check and really, mediocre effect on it. So yeah, so none of those are better currently. Momentum has an argument. I think Momentum is the one that's closest. I prefer just having the damage right up rather than having to worry about crit. I think if I needed haste, I would just, use it, instead of having to worry about, like, ooh, let's try and get haste. Right, so we have a Strength Con belt. Anybody need a Strength Con belt? Not you. You? Dex Con, of course, use Dex. Could give it to someone like Nenio, or even potentially somebody like somebody like Daeran, in order to try and increase up his amount he can carry. However, it doesn't really seem to have made that much of an impact with the one that he's got, and Dex is actually slightly better, because I believe it affects the 2 hit for his crossbow. Arushale, +4 Dex, makes sense. Mighty Con. This is better than Mighty Con. Yeah. Okay, so that seems like a good belt for him, and we can probably just get rid of the Con belt, although Con belt's pretty good. If somebody doesn't have a belt, we should probably just equip the Con belt, because, you know, it's free health. Yeah, at least until we get something better. Okay, cool. Right, what's the next plan? Probably, did we put everything back in here? We did. Ooh, you can also now, I think, see... Oh, it must be the beta, so it has new things on it. So you can now see what you've learned and haven't learned. That's kind of cool. Wait, can we learn? Let's go into here. I assume we can. No. But it is saying that these are the spells that we currently do not have, I think. Which makes sense. Right. 2 seconds. Right, sorry for the cut there. So... what does the scroll thing also mean? Well, the scroll thing also means that the beta branch of the game has been moved to live. What does that mean? Well, it means that we have a new ability. We have Sentence at 5th level. Judge gains the ability to sentence a target. As a swift action until the end of combat, all attacks against a target made by your allies deal additional damage equal to 1 per 3 Inquisitor levels. You use this ability once, plus 1 time for every 5 levels thereafter. Now, it is, also I just noticed it's over here as well, it is a swift action, which means it is competing with both of these, our judgments, and it's competing with our spread judgments to everyone else, but against bosses, we're probably going to be in the fight 3 turns anyway. We're probably going to do this first turn, do this second turn, so doing this 3rd turn is actually absolutely fine, and then, yeah, that'll be pretty cool. So we'll then have a lot of buffs and debuffs on the enemy. And when we hit 12th level, we get something even better with that. So if I can go and have a look at our class here, at 12th level, Greater Sentence makes all of our attacks ignore sentences that sentence targets concealment, which is actually very, very cool. That could be useful later on. Anyway, now we've done that, I think it's time for us to leave here and potentially go and speak to some people. I was going to check the mirror. I'd never checked the mirror. Okay, that's fine. Back to the mirror. Let's check that, and then we'll go and speak to people. Right. Hello, mirror. Nothing here. Do we have any books as well? I don't believe we do. No, we do... Oh, we have 1 book. Monster Hunter's Diary. Did I read this already? No, I don't believe I did. Okay, so let's read the Monster Hunter's Diary, and then... oh, also we have the Court of Drezen, but I was keeping that with us. Yeah, let's read this one, see what it says. Ooh, they've made this bigger. That's cool. Little remains of the hidebound journal. The cover is tattered and the pages are missing. Blank pages at the back of the book survive along with the final entries of the diary's unknown owner. After many days spent exploring the area and studying the traces... wait a second, we have read this one. Never mind. That's fine. We will chuck it in here then. I must have missed it previously. That one can stay, that one's going. Cool. That's fine. Right. That was the one that we found in the cave with all the slabs in it. Yeah. Okay. Right. Outside we go. To the streets, where we have 3 things to do. We have Night Gamblers, Private Avaris versus Private Ramley, and Burden of the Aeon, which I believe is also the same one. But that's fine. Right. You letting us... There we go. We're out. And we can wander along here. So where are the different quests? Can't actually see them. Okay, so we're going to have to do a little bit of wandering. I believe one was near the prison, so we can head over there to have a look at it. Now, I do want to speak to Wooljiff because, 1, I want to know what he's been up to, and 2, we can potentially say, confess your crimes, and see what he says. Hey, Chief, want to talk? You broke the laws of Golarion. It's time to confess and accept your punishment. Wooljiff shoots you a disbelieving smile, but the grin drops off his face and his tail begins to twitch. I? Me? What? You will atone for your crimes by fighting for the good of the Crusade. Wooljiff's mouth twists. You had me there for a second. I know we can stick here for the good of the Crusade, but you're not kicking me out, so thanks for that. Cool. So, he was actually just entirely shocked. I like the different approach that he had compared to some of the other ones. Ooh, right. Yes, the other thing I want to do while we're in Drezen, there are many things I want to do while in Drezen, is I want to buy the Scroll Scriber's kit for a higher level of scroll, which we should then be able to use to create all sorts of divine scrolls for free, which will hopefully save us quite a lot of money. Anyway, in here, Soasil? Soasil. Wait, was it Soasil over here, or was it the other guy over here? It doesn't matter, because they're not in that part of the prison anyway. Let's head over this way. Hello? Anybody over here? Anybody that we're looking for over here? Are you on the map? Sierra, Lady Kanomi, One-Eyed Devil, Horgus Squirm. Nope, okay. So we're either looking for gamblers here, or we're well, I suppose I could just look at this and it would tell me, right? Let's start with this one. He was seen loitering near Drezen's prison. Okay. Then the other one is Night Gamblers, which I also thought was near the prison, but I guess it's not. Maybe we just need to go and speak to Soasil about that one. There's Horgus. I think if we go further away, it's probably not near the prison anymore. Okay, so nobody's here that we need to worry about. Keep having a look around. Anybody actually here? Or... no? Okay. There we go. Averis and Ramley. Now, Ramley does have the I'm a criminal aura, which isn't good. Let's see what he says. Ramley is an unpleasant, weaselly little man. His eyes dart around nervously, keeping a close watch on his surroundings. Officer, would you like to buy a belt? A little worn, but the buckle is from Absalom itself. Oh, it's you, Commander. Good day. So what about, how about this belt? Show me the belt. Ramley produces a leather belt from his pack. The belt buckle is shaped like the winged eye of Absalom. The belt is in good condition, though a little frayed. Someone definitely wore this for quite some time. What do you think? This fine article will serve you for many years, and it's so convenient for attaching a purse or a bag. This belt has obviously been worn. Where did you get it? Oh, from my brother. I'm the youngest in the family, Commander. I'm so used to wearing hand-me-downs, they still give me anything they don't need. My brother bought a new belt, so he gave me this one. But I'm a simple man. I'm not going to wear something like this. And I could use some money for wine and tobacco. Oh, so your brothers just load up their old things in a cart and send them to you here in Drezen? A likely story. What else do you have? Take a look, Commander. You can even pick them up if you want. Might find something you like. Hey, can we actually buy stuff here? Oh, cool. Is there anything worth buying? There's no scroll bar, so I'm going to say probably not. Rare roots. Oh, the things that you could sell to somebody. Okay, we don't need to worry. Scrolls of Grease. Actually not the worst thing in the world to buy a couple of. But, you know, we'll leave them be. Hello. Everything you're selling, it's all rubbish. None of this stuff is any good. You have a good eye, Commander. I can bring some other things from my storehouse. It won't take me long. No more than an hour. I have a nice set of chainmail from Katapesh. There's a small tear in the front, but a good blacksmith can easily fix that. I've got a dwarven helmet, completely new. A shield from a paladin of Iomade. What deity do you believe in? If you take the shield, they'll scratch off Iomade's symbols and put on anything you want. Averis whispers to you softly. An hour. His clearest storehouse isn't in Drezen, but it's close enough for him to be back in an hour. I think we should check the ruins around Drezen. There is an abandoned village nearby. When we drove the demons away from the city, we checked all the houses. Ramley must have picked one and made it his storehouse. Hey, what are you whispering about? Ramley cranes his neck, trying to overhear your conversation. Nothing. The commander is leaving, and I'll stay here to guard you. After all, these are dangerous times. Well, I wasn't quite done yet, but I guess we are done, so I'm going to leave. I wanted to do the rest of the questions, but I guess we can do those later. Maybe? Okay. Well, we solved that problem. Let's go and speak with both Soasil and Arushale and see what they have to say. So, Soasil has started gambling. Now, I don't know the exact thing that you have to say to him to be the right option for, for all of his companion quests. But I do know that you have to convince him that his brother might have changed since he came to the Crusade. That's my clue. So, we're going to stick with that much knowledge. So, over here. Quick save. Where is he? Ah, there we go. Hello. Cutscene maybe? Or, like, what's happening here? We can't speak to him. Soasil. 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 Okay, Arushale. Arushale. Hello. Drawing her ruby eyes away from the passers-by, Arushale looks at you. It's good that you're here. Shall we be silent together? Do you like silence? I used to talk a lot before. All of it was a lie. My words ruined so much. I like silence more now. I have to go. I will be watching you. Alright, so nothing more from her. Hello. Yes, I could use the help of a cleric. I want to buy something from you. Ooh, what's this? Just a cool little background. Does it show on this one as well? No, maybe it just shows you that if you have nothing. Is it in here? Ooh, coin of protection? No, we already looked at all of this stuff. We don't need to worry about it. Looking for the scroll scribing kits. I thought she sold them. You know who might sell them? Oh, never mind. She does sell them. So, how much can we afford? We can afford a level 4 kit. Let's buy a level 4 kit. Sure. Can we sell our lower kits? We have no lower kits. Cool. I'm going to buy that. We're a bit low on money, but that's fine. Right. Job done. Head over here. And let's have a little chat to Soasil. Nope. He appears to be painting something. Okay. I'm going to quick save, and then I'm going to reload. Then hopefully we can speak to Soasil. It's kind of weird that we can't. And that nothing triggers, and that nothing is happening here. It's all a little odd. Okay. Do a full reload of the area, which will hopefully do something. Maybe. Maybe we want to walk inside the temple and then walk back in. Maybe we want to leave Drezen and then come back into Drezen. Many, many options for what we can do here. Reload is the simplest, though. Still cannot click on him.
We should
move. Cool. In which case, I'm going to try leaving the area. This isn't a loading screen, but that's okay. Then I'm going to walk out again. Okay. Can we speak to Soasil now? This is going to make doing this quest very difficult if we're not allowed to speak to him. We cannot speak to Soasil now. Okay. New plan. We're going to load all the way out to the main map so that it deloads Drezen, and then we're going to come back in. My guess is that he's meant to go somewhere else on the map, and then you can progress the quest, but it doesn't seem to be happening.
Let us be off.
So let's head over here. Right. That's fine. We'll take him with us. It doesn't really matter. So now we do a full loading screen out, and then we can do a loading screen back in. And this takes 0 time in game, so that's fine. Right. Full loading screen. Ooh, Citadel? Battered Spirit. What's Battered Spirit? It's probably one that I literally just did and can't remember, but that's okay. Heading out. Oh, that's the Erebeth one. Maybe we need to speak to Erebeth about it. Let's see what it says. Right, so Battered Spirit is indeed the Erebeth one. Okay, so maybe we can speak to her about it now that we've issued the order. But maybe we have to wait for it to finish. Soasil is in the same spot. Okay. Is he still stuck painting? That's the question. Is he completely and utterly bugged out? Let's have a look. Soasil is bugged. Wonderful. Completely and utterly bugged out. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, cool. Anything else along here that we can do? I'm assuming he's bugged out. Let me have a look. Does it say something else about Soasil in here? Soasil is taking up playing cards with the soldiers at night. Could there be a dark reason behind the young cleric's choice of pastime? I mean, he doesn't seem to be doing anything. We can't do anything with you either. Who knows? Who knows? I'll need to look that one up later. Okay, let's head back to the Citadel and see what's going on there. Right. Over here. Through this way. I wonder whether it is... I was thinking whether it's quicker to go to the world map. I can't remember. Did it give us a... Actually, you know what? There's a quicker way of getting where we need to go. Press rest and then cancel the rest. That's the quicker way of getting where we need to go. Yeah, if I cancel that now, we're in here. Cool. I'm trying to think of a quick way here, but there is actually a button dedicated to it. Right, hello. Yeah, so she doesn't have anything until we actually finish this, I assume, unless Anevia has something for us. No, okay. Reg? No. Okay, nothing we need in there. Alright, well, a little bit weird. Let's leave. If Soasil's moved, we'll try and speak to him. If not, I'll look for it off camera. And we'll see how we can get it to work. He has not moved, so I assume he's doing the exact same thing. In which case, what do we want to do? Unless he's gambling at night and we need to speak to him when it's not night. We do need to do a rest at some point. Let's maybe go and... You know what, let's do a rest now. I was thinking let's go and respec Camellia, but I don't really want to move time forward right now. We'll do that next time we want to move time forward. Like, if we ever want to skip day, we'll respec her. I'm not really worried about one hex, because we're not really using hexes right now. We can also now scroll scribe up to whatever this allows us to scroll scribe up to. Where is Daeran? I'm assuming he's the best at his spells. Actually, it could be Soasil. No, he's the best. Cool. For lore... Ah, I see. You choose the scroll scribing skill here. Wait, so you could also do one, but you don't have the ability. Okay. You also don't have the ability, but if you did, you'd be really good at it. So maybe we want to take scroll scribing on him. I see. Right, Daeran. Let's see what we can now get. So we could get Scrolls of Restoration. They're really good. 50% success chance. Doesn't actually use a diamond or anything. That seems good. We can also downgrade the caster level, which is fine because it doesn't matter what caster level it's at. Wait, yeah. This is fine. Yeah, caster level for Restoration literally doesn't matter. So we can get a 95% chance on it? Oh, that seems really good. Yeah, we should just do that then. Yeah, let's go. 95% chance for caster level 1 Restoration, which doesn't exist, but sure. Let's go with that. We can also get... Wait, we can give him somebody to help? And I just realized by giving him someone to help, it's now on a 100% chance. Wonderful. Right. Rest.
Do your scars hurt? Maybe I can help with a spell or some medicine.
What can be healed doesn't hurt. And what hurts, no one can heal.
Oh. Okay. Fairly straightforward. Oh, hello. Velg. A Kelid in a well-worn travel robe with a deep hood offers you a respectful bow. His voice is quiet and emotionless. Greetings, Commander. To be granted an audience with a figure of such importance is a great honor. Your victories have impressed and inspired me, which is why I wish to do my part in the Crusaders' struggles. Who are you? The visitor's quiet words sound like the rustling of pages, dry and impersonal. My name is Velg, and I am a Kelid. My lineage dates back to the Sarkorian clans, and bonds of kinship have always been sacred to my family. When the Worldwound opened, my ancestors fled Sarkoris, but They did not forget their homeland. Even before the Crusades began, my great-great-grandfather marched in defense of our people. He perished, as they all did. My great-grandfather and his eldest sons joined the first crusade. My grandfather joined the second. Our family's warriors have fought in every crusade, and that is why our bloodline is now extinct. They say this crusade will be the last, so I've come alone, for there is no one else. Alas, I'm no warrior, but I still wish to be of use to you. Well, how do you plan to help me then? His words, devoid of colour, emotion, run together to form a monotonous, endless stream. For 23 years, I've been gathering documents on Sarkoris. They contain numerous mentions of the history of the Blackwater clan. The clan was beset by demons, as its members had dedicated themselves to creating a powerful weapon against the Worldwound. The clan needed more time, but no support came from their neighbours, and so the Blackwaters were destroyed. But the fate of the clan is not important right now. What is important is that, thanks to certain ancient maps, I've been able to pinpoint the location of their settlement. If you go there, you'll be able to verify my findings, and if you happen to find a weapon that will help you fight the demons, it will bring me satisfaction and pride. My life will have purpose. A strange feeling of wrongness finally coalesces into a verdict. The man is lying to you. His magic may have hidden the luminescence of his aura, but only for a time. Interesting. What kind of weapon was the Blackwater clan working on? My thoughts on this matter are pure speculation. Perhaps it was a blade that could cut down even a demon lord, or an artifact that could call upon an endless host of spirits, or a circlet that could reverse the flow of time or erase the planar invaders from reality. The Blackwater clan operated in secret to protect their work from spies. Unfortunately, an ever-present concern, and to avoid drawing the demon's attention before the time was right. You have an odd way of speaking. His pale, expressionless face twists into a poor approximation of an apologetic smile. I am a scholar. I know how to speak through manuscripts and prefer to express my thoughts using my quill instead of my tongue. Social interaction is not my area of expertise, so I ask for your understanding when it comes to my rather rudimentary communication skills. Your tricks will not help you. You cannot hide your deceitful nature from the Aeon's gaze. How very irrational. All hints of respect disappear from his monotonous voice. But it matters not. I have told you what I meant to, and now, farewell. The visitor utters no spells, makes no arcane gestures. He simply vanishes in a flash of opalescent light. Never before have you seen a transposition spell of this particular form. You can't help but wonder what magical tradition it belongs to. Oh, hello. I'm guessing this is a new scene. That was kind of weird. I want to find out what he was talking about. But I hope we haven't locked ourselves off from the quest by saying, I know what you're doing. Anyway. Daeran is in high spirits. He is practically vibrating with energy, and a smile flashes across his face now and again. So, Naminde, how goes your commandering? Is our crusade more heroic today than it was yesterday? What's made you so happy? Drezen, and the amazing, unparalleled opportunity it has opened up for me. The opportunity to take a bath. Military camps and journeys to the abyss have their charm, I'll give them that. But the price I must pay for it is so high that returning to the stone labyrinth masquerading as a city seems like the sweetest gift. Our crusade, you weren't exactly thrilled to join the Crusaders. Of course I wasn't thrilled. But in unfavourable circumstances, a man cannot allow himself to wallow in gloom and despondency. What a man can do is look on the bright side of the whole situation and change his circumstances as much as possible. I, for instance, am certain that I'd be able to throw a rip-roaring party even in the crater of an erupting volcano, with my hands tied behind my back. Okay, so what brings you to me? Oh, it's just a trifling thing. I wish to make a donation to the Crusade cause. Ooh. You're gonna give me stuff? Please give me material stuff and not finance. Or, like, you know what? Just tell me what you're gonna give me. It seemed like a smart decision to me, because what's good for the Crusade is now tightly intertwined with what's good for yours truly. Oh, he didn't give me any of that sort of stuff. I did have to give the revenue from my estates a good shake-up, send a few couriers scurrying about, and commission several orders with master craftsmen, but it seems to have worked out rather well. Please, take them. So, Ring of the Procrastinator, Wand of Cure Critical Wounds, and 2 Scrolls of Resurrection. That's very good, thank you. Well, thank you, these will come in handy. Excellent, I was happy to contribute. Good day to you, Commander. By the way, take a closer look at my gifts. You may find something special in there. Is he talking about the ring? Alright, let's go for date newest to oldest. Daeran's gift. An exquisite pendant shaped like a key. If you look at the key from a specific angle, the pattern of its engraving forms the first letter of your name. Huh. Okay. He gave us the ring. So the wearer of this ring becomes staggered for the first round of every combat. That doesn't seem great, but also seems like what Daeran has on him. For the same round, he gains resistance 15 against all elements, spell resistance 25, and 10 DR, and immunity to critical hits. Alright, Daeran. You've hinted well enough. I think that this is probably a ring for you, given that you're already staggered in the first round of combat. You don't get double staggered. It gives your resistance 10 against all elements, spell resistance 25, 10 DR, and immunity to critical hits. This just seems very good. The Wand of Cure Critical is quite nice. And the Scrolls of Resurrection are really, really nice. And also, there you go. There's our level 1 Scroll of Restoration. Which is fine, because we don't care. Like, how strong it is. It doesn't scale off of caster level. So, great. We have a 100% chance every time we rest to make that. Let me just check something here again on Daeran. I just saw red. Oh, neutral evil is the red. Was that always red? I don't remember that being red before. Yeah, and that definitely wasn't blue before. They've done some UI changes here. They do anything in... I was just checking from in here whether they changed any of this look. No, this is all the same. Apart from, I guess, I think the blue is new. That's kind of cool. Wait, what's this down here? Daeran's gift, an intoxicating yet delicate fragrance rise from the rose petals. Cool. Right. Let's go and see whether Soasil is still broken. If Soasil is still broken, I don't really know. I guess I'm going to have to look it up. If Soasil isn't broken, then we're good. Where's Soasil? Oh, he's now behind us to the right. So he moved at night. Interesting. So now he's over here along with Captain Odan. Oh, he's actually up the top. I don't know if we've spoken to Odan yet. We should probably speak to him and see what's going on.
Let us be off.
Right. Up here. Let's speak to Soasil. Hello, Soasil. Soasil is drawing a fortress on a hill, with solid walls, looming towers, and knights bearing banners marching through the gates. You don't realize at first that you have seen this place before. The cleric's gift has rendered the lost chapel almost unrecognizable. Good afternoon, Commander. How can I help you? I'm gonna leave for a second and quick save before we do this. I've heard that you've been rather busy playing cards at night. Cards? Me? Soasil looks away in embarrassment. Who could possibly think? I've only visited the games once or twice to get a sense of what our soldiers do when they're off duty. Think I'm addicted to gambling? Nothing of the sort. Don't worry, I'm absolutely fine. Okay, I think that maybe we couldn't speak to him at night because we hadn't had this conversation during the day.
Let's move.
That would seem like a very common thing that the game does. So, yeah, we'll just assume that's the case for just now, and then we'll try it again at night. Hello. Captain Odan gives you a polite nod. What can I do for you, Commander? What's your role in my army? I'm responsible for drills, organising exercises and briefing the officers on the strategies you approve. Furthermore, I have the honour of serving as the chair of your military council. We can do this, but we already know what the military council does. You've had encounters with Koramzadeh before, haven't you? Only in the halls of my mind. Back when I was a young lieutenant dreaming of the title of Crusade Commander, and who among us hasn't dreamed of being in your shoes, Commander, at least for a little while, I knew I would one day meet him on the battlefield. I'm sure there are more powerful demons in the Worldwound, but in this war, where entire armies fight for victory rather than individual warriors, he is Mendev's greatest enemy. I had studied countless reports on battles against him, played out countless of his historic battles in my head, trying to spot his mistakes. I did spot a few, or so I hoped, but I never had a chance to put them to the test. I moved up in rank, knowing that the day when we would come face to face was drawing ever closer. The most important day of my life. I could feel that it was very close. Tell me about your military career. My family has lived in Mendev for generations. Simple but prosperous folk. Even as a child, I was interested in the study of warfare, and I knew I'd end up joining the ranks of professional soldiers. After serving for 3 years as a cadet in the capital, I went to Lastwall, where I graduated from the Crusader War College with honours. Then I returned to Mendev. For 25 years, I fought many battles as part of various border units. As a result of my service, I was distinguished by a command with a promotion to the rank of captain, and a subsequent transfer to headquarters. Captain Odan falters and his expression darkens, remains silent for a while, then shakes his head and continues. He didn't like being sidelined. He wanted to be in charge of battles. Now that I didn't have to do the drills, I had the time to focus on studying tactics and strategy. My fellow officers called my desk the archive because it was always covered with manuscripts and military treaties. Alas, I never did become a commander, even though it was my childhood dream that you're now fulfilling. I assume he's kind of like, it was my childhood dream, but I guess you're doing it now. He doesn't seem entirely happy with the state of things. But I was able to become a competent enough officer to be serving directly under your authority. I hope you'll find my knowledge useful. So it's also kind of like, yeah, I'm serving directly underneath you. Like, I'm one step away from where I want to be. I get the feeling you've had your share of pain on the front lines. Captain Odan presses his lips together. Presses his lips together. No more than the soldiers from my squad. My last battle was at Villareth's Ford's outpost, north of Canabris. The demons, they brought flames down upon us. I'd never seen anything like it. Walls of fire spewing out fireballs. 300 soldiers turned into screaming, burning meat. And, believe it or not, in the light of the cursed flame, the battlefield was dark as a cave. The smoke was so thick you couldn't see any further away than your own hand. We held that day, but the price was high. I paid mine as well. It took a miracle for the clerics to pull me out of my melted armour, and it took me 4 years before I could remain calm near fire. Any fire, even candlelight. So he's not so much worried about being sidelined. He's more worried, or like he was sidelined because he was unfit to actually be on the front lines where he wanted to be. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like it's the only place he could be. It's less of a they promoted him into a situation where he doesn't want to do what he wants to do. It's they promoted him so he could do a job that he could actually do without needing to be near fire or anything like that. Also, interestingly, it says even candlelight and then a portrait with little candles on it. Interesting. I thought they'd write me off as psychologically broken, but instead I was promoted. Apparently in that inferno we'd managed to deflect a terrible blow to protect Canabris from the attack of a superior force. Apparently we were heroes, as unyielding as rock. I didn't know that at the time. We're just fighting, burning and fighting. Alright, well on that happy note, I think it is time for us to end the episode there. Thank you for watching. The only thing we have left to do in Drezen is check with Soasil at night. What's the current time, actually? 10. So we might want to try... I could try the respec. I think the respec takes a day off of you, though, which doesn't actually help us. But yeah, we'll try and spend some time with Soasil before we leave. And then it's probably just time to head out and go around the place. We need to earn a little bit more money, which is fine. Some of our money issues have actually been fixed by this scroll of resurrection and these restoration scrolls that we can create. Now that we can do this, instead of having to use restoration or resurrection or raise dead, it actually changes how things are done slightly for us, because we can save, like, I mean, these are selling for what, 8,000 I think it is, so that's 16,000 gold that we've got there. These are, I think, 4,000 a pop. I might be wrong on the numbers, but let's say these are 4,000 a pop, so we're now what, at 20,000 up. That's really good. So yeah, if we can keep that going and then just start earning some money through a few quests, we can get back up to the number that we need to get to fairly quickly, and then hopefully we have some left over to put into the Crusade. But anyway, we'll see. So I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.